Hi everyone, so welcome back. So it's Dratlaw44 here. I hope you're having a great day, evening or night so far. So there's a few things to talk about in the video. It's mainly to do with car design. But before we get into it, a couple of things first. So firstly, I'm going to be giving away this Sky Blue Interstellar with Striker on it at 250 subscribers. Now once I hit that number, I'm going to do a random number generator to anyone who is subscribed. As long as you have notifications on, you have your ID posted in the comments. If you've done it before, you're not going to have to do it again, so don't worry. And then pretty much just leave likes on the video, because then it just helps the videos get noticed. And the more that they get viewed, then the more likely that subscribers are going to subscribe and, you know, help me towards 250. The quicker I can get there, the quicker I can work out what exactly I'll be doing for my next giveaway. Let me know if you've got any ideas, by the way, because at 500 subscribers, maybe I can do something even bigger. But, you know, as you can sort of see, you can sort of colour it how you want. You can make it suit any car design. You can keep it, you can sell it, you can use it. You don't have to. Sky Blue is quite a all-round colour, so I figured it was a really good one. Now before I do get into sort of like the process of car design, which I thought was a different video and thought would be kind of interested, there is one thing that I'll be going through beforehand. So to let you guys know of another giveaway that I am doing, so I'm giving away one of these Pyros inverted wheels for anyone who can answer enough questions and score enough points by the 4th of May. Now currently Little Gleeg is leading quite heavily, you know, quite in a good way, but I wanted to give everyone a chance to at least try and enter. He is doing really well, but you know, you still have opportunity. If it's not the 4th of May 2021, then you can still enter. Basically, you want to go back to some of the old videos. There's like this clip hidden within like quite a few of my videos up from the sort of Plat tournament I think I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, and then there's just one nearly every day, not every, but there's questions, and every single one you answer correctly, you then gain a point, and the most points at the end get this for free. If I can't transfer it to you because you're across platform, I've never tried to trade it, so I have no idea whether it'll work, then of course what we'll do is that we'll get you something of the equivalent value. So either way, you will definitely win something. You do need to be subscribed, of course. You do need to have notifications on, but apart from that, those are the two key things. So the question from yesterday's video is that I was talking about monsoons, and I mentioned a monsoon that I was given, and I didn't have previously. Can you tell me what colour monsoon that was? If you can, write it on a comment on any video that isn't this one or any of the more recent, and then that way I can see the comment but no one else can, and of course then I will tally the points, and by the 4th of May, whoever it is, the one leading on the points will actually be the winner. But yeah, good luck to all of you, and thank you for anyone who is watching, who's given support, subscribed, all those things. It means a lot, it really does, and you know, it enables me to sort of make these videos and gives me incentive to continue. But anyway, let's get into the main bulk of the content. So in a previous video I talked about getting a decal from the tournament rewards, the King Acarion in black. I know it's an uncommon, I know it's not like the most amazing decal compared to like Discoid and some of the others, but hey, I wanted to sort of show a process of what I usually try to do for designing cars. So first of course I'm going to select the Dominus because that's the car it goes on, and then I'll select the decal. Now I'll always try and sort of check the different accents and the different paint finishes, see which one looks best, see which one looks nicest, and kind of just go from there as to which one I feel looks the best, or which one I think potentially is going to look the best, because at the end of the day, you know, sometimes as well what you do find is that if you colour around with them and you move the sort of paint accents, then actually sometimes things show up that maybe wouldn't otherwise, and you get sometimes little hints, little colours, little shades. I'm a very big fan of Anodized. I think that is a fantastic paint finish. Anodized Pearl is not that much different, apart from a bit of darker translucent. If you look from a certain angle, not bad. But then also as well, like EXO and Hieroglyph and things like that, if you played the last sort of season pass, that is another one as well. So usually what I'll do is I'll kind of like look at it. I mean, the King of Carrion is in a black sort of like look, but I actually quite liked that black look with the sort of darker black outlines with the wings and everything, and I thought that was quite cool. So I think I do go for that eventually, but as you can sort of see, I'm going through the process first to sort of see, well, you know, does darker blue, does purple work, green, yellow, all those sort of things. Now I could have gone with green or blue, to be honest, you know, darker blue on the blue. I could have gone with white, you know, the white and the black went really well with the blue. You know, there's so many different colour options, and it does a lot of the time, you know, at the end of it, it does a lot of the time come down to preference of the individual. So what I might say looks really cool, someone else might say, no, that looks terrible, and I understand that, you know, everyone's different in their views and opinions. And I know that some of you just aren't interested in car design, you couldn't give a stuff, and you just want to play the game, and that's fine. Personally myself, I really love designing nice cars. I tend to spend a lot of time designing them. It doesn't maybe enable me to play the game any better necessarily, but if you've got a good looking car, then it always does help. And and I've had lots of good sort of feedback. I've had loads of people complimenting varying different cars, and it's quite cool. I suppose it's like anything, it's all opinion. So as you can sort of see, I am playing around at the moment with the different color shades. I'm trying to pretty much, I've decided on the accent or the color that I want for the actual sort of main part, but then it becomes the car. Now obviously bear in mind that with the body as well, I do actually then go back and decide to swap that, I believe, and I change it to cobalt, because I realise that sky blue, as nice a colour as it is, as much as I love the sky blue colour, it doesn't quite go with the design actually of this one. So process of elimination. Now obviously it is lucky that I've got lots and lots of things to choose from. Obviously when you're designing a car, you can only go by what you have, and you can also check them, and you can sort of see that cobalt really is the out and out winner. So I changed it to the cobalt one in the end. I checked the grey, the sky blue, and the orange. The orange doesn't go with it at all, obviously, so back to cobalt, and I think that looks really cool. So then I'll sort of go back and I'll say, right, okay, well that looks really good, let's see kind of what finishes we look. Now you've got the sort of shiny anodized look. Personally, really, I'm a big fan of that. I think it looks really awesome. I think in the end I decided to actually go with exo, but I can sort of see it. You can see the translucent difference between anodized and anodized pearl isn't much, and then you can sort of see you've got the brushed metal basket, not very big fan of that, and then different ones. But sometimes these different designs, you can find that actually they look really good. And this is a simple decal. It's nothing too complex, which I like. I quite like the fact that it's not animated, because you can do things like changing the paint finishes and things, and you can sort of do exactly what you like. Now, Dragon Scale, not a bad one for certain things. In the end, though, I do decide to go for the EXO. Now, I do check some others if I remember, just to kind of get an idea. I did like the sort of the look, the kind of slightly purpley look with a mix with the blue. I thought it looked really awesome, and as you can sort of see, I'm sort of I did decide with that one. Oh, I didn't even look at any of the others. Oh, fair enough, because I thought that I might just do that. So then, of course, comes down to kind of the actual butterfly or a carry-on or whatever you want to call it anyway. So what you're trying to do is design it and sort of work out what that is. Now it's whether do you want a shiny effect, do you want a duller effect, the brushed metal effect, and that's the kind of thing. Now personally, I quite like the shiny effect. I think that always that looks better. I'll always check other ones just to compare, but as you can sort of see, a lot of these don't look that great. Now, obviously, Diamond Plate, I'm a big fan of that one. I think from the past, it's not bad, but it doesn't go with the design of this particular car. And as you can sort of see, when you're sort of looking straight away, you can just tell straight away. It's anodized just looks better. It's shiny, it's not too overpowering, but it is nice. And to me, that's all you really want. So what I do then, of course, I swap over to the other colour, the orangey one. Now it's just sort of a case of looking and saying, well, do I want it reddy coloured? Do I want it yellow? Do I want it sort of orange, dark orange? And I can sort of play around with it a little bit. Now, obviously, again, I sort of go with the black look. I like that, so I think, well, I might as well have it matching, because orange and black actually does go really well together, funnily enough. So now it's quite simple. I'm sort of thinking, well, if I just match it, stick it on anodized and exo. You can have different presets and different decals on each colour anyway, but sometimes, for this particular one, I just wanted to do one with the full decal on it. And when I've done that with a couple of other tournament awards and other things as well, I just happen to kind of like it. Now, actually, ironically, the burnt sienna one goes better with this particular design. It looks better than the orange one. The orange one's just a little bit too light for this particular colour preset. The burnt sienna one looks better. Now, obviously, again, I know it depends on options. You obviously can only choose what you can, and I'm very lucky to have some painted Dominuses. Some of them, I think 4 of them are from the shop, so, it's not like I've bought them all out when they were expensive or anything like that. I think it's only the sky blue and the orange that actually haven't been. So then it's a case of looking at wheels, and again, just sort of maybe playing around with different ideas as to what kind of suits the design of the car. Now, you'll have to excuse me, for some reason it was down the bottom, and of course to get back up to the top takes quite a while. Pass wheels and various other garbage wheels that I have in there. I've got some good ones, but there's a lot of garbage in there as well, and you'll sort of see bits and bobs as I scroll down. Now obviously then it's sort of looking and sort of colour matching. Now I did think for a second that the black clockwork wheels might have been good. Didn't really go. Sort of emeralds, not really. The burnt sienna emeralds aren't bad. They tend to go with the car. But in the end, I think it is the black emeralds that I opt for, because I just quite like the black wheels. I think they're clean, they're not too complicated, but they're nice. And you know, the black gurnauts, actually, to be honest, the black gurnauts are pretty solid for a sort of like a wheel that isn't that expensive. If you're looking for something nice, black gurnauts actually are pretty good. Glaive wheels, I've had them for ages. They were the first blueprint I ever crafted. Just don't use them, unfortunately, but I actually really like them. I haven't found a design to put them on yet. Probably will at some point. Hypnotics just don't go quite. I mean, again, they're just a little bit lighter, so they're not really going to show up the car in the way that it should be. So of course, this is where, you know, the decision comes. This is that I think, like with these kind of cars, if you are doing sort of orange and you do use orange as a color, you could go Pyros inverted wheels if you've got them. You could go crimson. I think here, you know, crimson would be probably quite a good color if you have the right thing. You know, crimson grip stride inverted, crimson emeralds, something like that would go. Burnt sienna, I mean, I did look at these and I thought, yeah, they look quite nice. I just didn't quite feel that they were right for that. So in the end, I sort of like looked at that. I thought, yeah, okay, with the white emeralds, I'm again very lucky to have these. Didn't quite go with the design of the car. It's just too blue, and I'm just thinking, yeah, you know what, cobalt just seems to go with it better. It just looks more to the point with the car. Now, I have recently sort of like acquired some sky blue direwolf wheels, which is really cool, with Striker on it. I haven't had a chance to really use them much, and I swapped them out from the car that I was testing them on, and I tried a few other wheels as well, but as you can sort of see, these colours just don't go. Sky blue would have gone had this colour design been lighter. I did consider going back actually and sort of like redesigning the car a little bit to make it lighter, but to be honest, it's just not worth it. And you can sort of see that the cobalt emeralds in this instance go. But then, you know, any cobalt wheel that you like, if you've got something that's nice, easily you could make it work. So, you know, a lot of the time with design, it is just process of elimination. You're always going to have your favorite things, you're always going to have your things with certs. What I try and do is I like to try and sort of basically use as many items as I can in my inventory, because I just don't want to use the same thing over and over again. He says choosing Sky Blue Sparkles boost. Alright, well, aside from a few things like boosts, I find it very hard to break away from certain boosts. I really like the Battle Stars boost. I was absolutely gutted that I missed the Cobalt one from the shop. I didn't have any credits at the time. Unfortunately, I missed it, and that would have gone perfectly with that other car. So, you know, it's kind of a shame. I decided with this one to sort of like opt for a topper on the other one, on the blue one. Again, toppers are a hard one to really choose. I mean, I do like toppers. I think they're cool. I just don't like going for something too over the top. So I go for the Jolt Bangle on this one. I think that this is kind of like, it's not overpowering. It's quite nice. This one, again, really tough. I put a Black Octopus on there. Now, being honest, probably I should remove it. I don't think it's necessarily a suitable thing, but you know, I don't mind the Black Octopus. I've used it quite a lot. I have the whole set, luckily, and yeah, I tend to sort of like leave it on there for now. These things could always be changed, and I think that's a big thing as well. Like when you design a car, you can always go back to it at a later date. You can look at it again, and you can say, you know what, I quite like that, or I don't like that, let's get rid of it, and you can kind of choose what you want to do. And that is a big thing with car design as well, is it's like, I like to use different items, I like to kind of, you know, play around with different sort of things, and I like to kind of get the benefits of all of those items. So I go with the Overgrowth Titanium White. Unfortunately, it's got Juggler on it, which really sucks. I hate Juggler, sir, it's not my favourite. I did a Sir worst to best. Juggler was my worst. I picked it as literally the one I hated most. I wonder why. And I do use the Burnt Sienna sort of like Shark Attack trail on my orange car, because again, you know, it goes with the sort of style of the Burnt Sienna / orange look. Now, Burnt Sienna, I know, isn't a popular colour with a lot of people, but being honest, it's not that bad. I think that people tend to kind of like look at it and sort of go, oh, it's terrible. It's not so much. And in fact, I think I do actually go with the Burnt Sienna wheels, my apology. I think actually I do, which I'm kind of surprised, because I actually thought that maybe I'd just go with sort of like black. I didn't, but you know, but that's the sort of design process. I've got EXO, I've got the matching wheels, I've got the topper. I don't have an antenna because, you know, it blocks the way sometimes, but that's kind of how the car looks, and I kind of showcase it at the end, just to pretty much show you the design. Now, obviously, I mean, you know, this is just something a little different. I just wanted to kind of showcase this a little bit more, to show you something else and say, look, this is what I've done with my car. If you like it, drop me a comment below, it'd be awesome, you know, and if you don't, no problem. I do not mind. I'm perfectly open to lots and lots of various comments and all that stuff, because that's what you kind of do get. There's a lot of varying opinions, but hey, I just thought I'd sort of show you it, share it, and sort of say this is what my process is, and if you're interested, then awesome, and if you're not, no problem. So yeah, so that is it. I mean, as you can sort of see, it's you know, very bluey coloured, the wheels match, nice black sort of design, the blue and the black, the slightly exo sort of shows up the highlights of a bit of purple, and I think it looks really cool myself, but you know, that's one of those things. So that is it. So that is it for today's video. Tomorrow's will be about sort of trading items, and then there'll be a one following that, which will be kind of like about the market, because there's lots of stuff to talk about that one as well. If you did like the video, drop me a like. If you want to subscribe, please do, and if you want to drop me any comments with any feedback or any ideas, then that would be amazing. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of the evening. Cheers now. Bye bye.